Kathie Melocco, perhaps you could start by telling us how your parents are tonight.
Well, I guess I'm feeling a little flat tonight. Both are stable, but the doctors have had a chat to our family to help us to understand what having COVID means at this age with underlying health conditions. So there's really no news except that we understand the seriousness of what's ahead of them, and hopefully the vaccine does its job.
Well, you've obviously expressed considerable anger about this happening and the fact that there was unvaccinated staff in the home. The operators today have said that until the last 7 days they haven't been able to force people to have the vaccine, and that there's vaccine hesitancy amongst the workforce as there is in the rest of the community. What do you say to that?
Well, there's no question there's vaccine hesitancy. We've been talking about that for weeks because of the misinformation that's been communicated and the bungling of the vaccination program. But I've got to say, to find out that the majority of the workforce were not vaccinated, I was horrified. I mean, I feel we should have been told.
And what information have you got from the operators since all of this has happened about what they're going to do about their workforce?
Well, I mean, circulars that we get updated as families twice a day, morning and evening, and they're pretty clinical as communications. But I understand through talking to some people who've reached out to me today that there's a vaccination unit coming in tomorrow, I believe, and I also understand that 50% of their workforce is vaccinated when they said there was a third vaccinated. I just find it extraordinary that we've all had to, well, me in particular, and it's been terrifying with my parents so ill to have to speak out so loudly. But I just feel it's extraordinary with all the fuss we've had to make that only now these things are happening. I mean, it's extraordinary. I understand also that there are some very caring workers in SummitCare, and my comments are no way directed to them. But you would think there would have been a lot of public information communicated to staff about how important it was to be vaccinated.
Who do you ultimately hold responsible for this?
Well, I mean, that's the million-dollar question. Ultimately, it's the federal government who have only mandated that vaccination needs to be complied with by September the 1st. But I've got to say, where's the common sense in all of this? I mean, you would think people are thinking outside the square. We're in the middle of a pandemic. State government is saying it's a Commonwealth issue. SummitCare is busy telling everyone what they couldn't do. What we all want to hear as families is what are they doing? Who's responsible? Let's say there's a stuff-up, it didn't happen, and what we're going to do about it and how we're going to do about it, and fast.
We wish your parents well, Kathie, and thanks so much for talking to us tonight.
Thanks so much, Laura, for having me.
Hi, I'm Lee Sales. Thanks for watching this story. If you'd like to watch more of 7:30's stories, they are on the left of your screen. And tap on the button below to subscribe and get the latest from ABC News.